just been sent another email and a fantastic question. I'll be putting this video in the listing on the entrepreneur journey in my listing of email Q&A. You are really making me think, you guys and girls, with these questions. Some fantastic questions coming out, and I really have to think. Reason why that is because I'm not fully experienced, as you know. I'm going along the entrepreneur journey step by step and gaining the experience. But I'm going to try to answer this question as the best of my ability in what I'm experiencing and my points of view about being an entrepreneur and what I'm learning along the way. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't really know, but this is my opinion. The question was, what is the difference between someone who is self-employed and someone who calls themselves an entrepreneur? What a fantastic question. Well, my view on this is that someone who is self-employed is someone who's been employed by a company or by someone else. Example, a plumber. Someone who's been employed by a plumber to work with that person, either as apprentice or an assistant, or a plumber who's just give that person a job. And that person on the job has learned all the skills while he's working and learned the skills to be a plumber, and then decides to go on his own and start his own plumbing business. That's what I feel someone who's self-employed. That's why it calls self-employed. Someone who's been employed starting their own business and employing themselves. That's another thing as well. A self-employed person who is someone who's employing theirself. They've got no employees, they just work for theirself in that skill or that job. Like a plumber, he goes out and he just works for himself. He's got no apprentice, he's got no business, he just basically works for himself. So to me, it's in the word self-employed. So you're employing yourself where you've been in a job yourself and you decided to go it alone. An entrepreneur, to me, is someone who creates a business and risks their time, their finances, and risk their money to create a business venture, which I'm doing. And they put everything into it, possibly not even knowing about that particular subject or field what they're going into, but seeing an opportunity where they can create a business out of it. So they see opportunities and they risk their own finances, or they get funded, or they risk money creating that business venture. That's exactly what I'm doing with Corrigan's live shows. I saw an opportunity many years ago and I thought, wow, that looks great. I feel I can do that myself. And I took a risk, took some financial risks, and went along and created the business venture, which is still going. So, someone who's self-employed is a skill, a person who's got a skill who's worked as an employee for someone else, who's gained the skill in that industry and started alone. An entrepreneur is someone who creates a business venture or a business and uses their own finance to risk their finance to build that business up and make that business venture work. So that's my concept of the difference. Someone also asked me as well they believe that a self-employed person and an entrepreneur, they said that you're not an entrepreneur unless you can leave your business for 3 months and it's still running. Now, that's their version of an entrepreneur. The person who runs a business like that and can leave it and have it running for 3 months without them being there possibly is an entrepreneur, or they started as an entrepreneur. What they've done is they've started as an entrepreneur and built a system and a business and become a business person and built a system, so the system runs itself in the business without them. So they've actually become a business person, not an entrepreneur, although they'd have been an entrepreneur in the first place to start the business, but now they've become a business person because they've built a system. So that answers that question as well. I hope that's answered your questions. Keep the emails coming. You are making me work and think on these questions. I love them. Keep bringing them in and keep sending them to my email Q&A. Thank you for that question. I hope I've explained it and it makes sense to you. And remember, guys, take care of each other. Bye-bye.